Hey out there. So, last time I said I was going to talk about a song that God had given me. And I decided to go with the first song that I officially finished, which is Make Me Yours. So, um, I started it in high school. I don't remember when in high school, but I know it was in high school. I got 4 lines, and these 4 lines were like amazing to me. um, I remember thinking it would make a really great chorus, and I would sing it over and over again. So the lines were, let your light shine through me, let your ways be seen, let your love be felt in all I do. And, I went through high school, yeah, Seekers and everything. And the words, I guess, never really came to be in my life. While it was my prayer, I didn't really believe it. You know, uh, I'd gone to church my whole life, Seekers all 4 years of high school at Francis Lewis, and I was kind of wearing a mask, like pretending I was more intimate with God than I was. Because I didn't spend a whole lot of time with God outside of church or Seekers, and I wasn't very happy in high school. A lot of stuff had happened, or a lot of stuff was happening, and I just could not wrap my head around everything. Not that I necessarily blamed God for whatever was going on, but I just didn't really understand the whole intimacy thing. So I go to college and I join IV, and that's just a crazy thing because God began to reveal a lot of things to me through IV, and in my second year, my sophomore year, I showed those 4 lines to Blesson, and he got the melody right away. We talked about it, and he was like, it would be a really good verse, and we should probably add another verse and a chorus to it. And I was like, okay, cool. The second verse, which actually became the first verse, came pretty quickly. And the chorus was harder for some reason. All God's timing, I guess. I remember Sammy mentioned something about being God's hands and feet, and throughout that whole semester, throughout the whole song process, that really stuck with me. To be God's hands and feet in order for His light to shine through me. That was a pretty interesting concept to me. And after a while, it was the beginning of the semester, after a while, me and Blessing stopped meeting to work on a song because we both got busy and nothing was really happening anyway. I wasn't getting any words, he wasn't getting any words, but there was a pretty cool melody for the chorus, right? So I go to a big event that year. It's my second retreat, my second big event, and I realized that a lot of the things that God revealed to me the year before, my freshman year, a lot of things that I was trying to deal with, I didn't completely deal with, because I still was allowing fear to control a lot of my life. I wasn't speaking. I really struggled with speaking. Like, it was pulling teeth literally with me. Especially like the really deep questions. But that big event started something, because Lisa, Sammy, Betsy, and Chunga, they had brought me aside one night, and Lisa asked this infamous question of, do you want to be healed? Now, I was like, of course I want to be healed, you know? What kind of question is that? I didn't actually say that, of course. I just nodded my head, and Lisa was like, you have to say it. You have to verbally answer the question if you want to be healed. Because then you're not declaring that you want to be healed. Then you don't really want to be healed, you know? Because part of my healing would be stopping fear from stopping me to speak. So if I wasn't going to claim it, nothing was going to happen. And I remember Lisa also said something about the paralytic man. I know Jesus healed a lot of paralytics, but there was one paralytic man, at least, that was recorded in the Bible, you know, that said, the story said that his friends carried him to Jesus. His friends carried him on a mat to this house that Jesus was at, and the house was crowded. There was no way for them to bring this man to Jesus. So they brought him to the roof. They opened up the roof. They lowered him to Jesus, and Jesus healed him. And their faith was so great that they carried their friend. And in the same way, Lisa told me that I had brothers and sisters who would carry me to Jesus if I needed them to. Because we are one body. Because when one part is hurting, the whole body hurts. And it did really strike a chord in me, because it was hard enough to share with like those four. I know I definitely didn't share much with the brothers and Ivy, and it was probably a lot of pride. I didn't really get the whole they'll carry me thing, but I knew that they would at the same time. So I said I needed help because I was tired of fighting. And after that big event, we came back that Thursday. Lisa had a prayer meeting, and I didn't really want to go, because Lisa's prayer meetings generally, she would ask questions that really got you thinking about your life and your relationship with God and with other people and situations that you may be going through. And we'd go around and share it with everyone else who's in a prayer group. So I was like, I don't know if I want to go. I went for like the beginning, but I had to actually record something for Ivy, so I was like, yes, I don't have to stay, right? And the timing was like perfect, because I left literally like the person before me was just starting to speak or something, and I had to go record. And when I went to record, I wasn't thinking about going back in after I finished. Definitely didn't plan on it, but God really had other plans for me.